You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
We are following breaking news. CAL FIRE currently battling a vegetation fire at New Highland Valley Road and Rangeland Road that's just southwest of the Ramona Airport. The fire is currently holding at 2 acres, about 50% contained right now. Here's some video of the crews out there. CAL FIRE says no structures are currently threatened and there are no evacuation orders in place. We do have a crew on the way. We'll bring you those updates as soon as we get them. And this comes as right now a red flag warning is in effect, bringing an increased threat of wildfires, and thousands across the county are already impacted. Thanks for being here at 6 a.m. on your Tuesday. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Irampour. Yeah, glad you're with us on CBS 8. We want to get you ready for what's going to be a windy day. Firefighters are advising you to have a go bag ready. That's in case you need to evacuate during a wildfire, or it's good to have one for any disaster. These go bags should include food, medication, first aid, pet food as well, and then any comfort items that you want to have with you. Let's just send it over to meteorologist Evan Arani here to tell us what we can expect. This is the windiest day, right, Evan?
Yeah, today is our day of peak wind gusts, and then we'll start to see those winds die down as of tomorrow. But with those peak wind gusts, I mean, we're talking 50 miles per hour at times, especially off toward our inland valleys, our more eastern valleys, all the way to the mountaintops. Sill Hill came in at 90 miles per hour earlier today. So good understanding of why this red flag warning is in place from now all the way through 4 a.m. on Wednesday. That's that combination of low relative humidity and gusty easterly winds. Like I mentioned, Sill Hill 90 miles per hour. Most other spots on the map have come in between 30 and 60 miles per hour, which is still very breezy, especially for Escondido, for example, Pine Valley. We could be seeing those offshore winds continue in that range for the remainder of the morning into the afternoon. It's a long stretch of time that we'll be working with those offshore winds, helping to boost our temperatures to the 70s this afternoon along the coast and inland. Cooler out there for the mountains and deserts because they don't get to hold on to that warmth. It all heads to the coast. So sunny skies expected, but watch out for that strong breeze we'll see throughout the day. Back to you.
And right now, SDG&E has shut off power to more than 38,000 customers preparing for powerful Santa Ana winds this morning. This is a live look at the SDG&E public safety outage map. The areas you see in light red there are already without power right now. And then the areas in that yellowish orangish color there encompass the nearly 79,000 customers who could still be left in the dark.
If you'll notice, when we showed this to you earlier, there were fewer spots in red. Now it looks like that's expanded into much of North and East County. SDG&E says it could take until tomorrow or later in the week to restore power if it's been shut off for you. The fear is trees will fall on power lines, sparking a fire that could quickly spread in our dry, windy conditions. Crews have to wait for conditions to calm down before they can clean up impacted areas and make repairs to any trees or power lines if they can. And now a number of schools in East County are closed this morning as a result of the weather and power shutoffs. So a heads up here, take a look at your screens. The areas that are closed, the County Office of Education announcing schools in Hamul, Dulzura Union, Julian Union Elementary and Julian Union High School districts will be closed, as well as schools in the Mountain Empire, Spencer Valley, Ramona Unified, and Warner Unified School Districts. To get the very latest on these closures and up-to-date forecasts, be sure you download our streaming platform, CBS 8 Plus. You'll find it on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. And now turning to some other headlines here locally. Today, county leaders are taking action against President-elect Donald Trump's promise to carry out mass deportations.
Today, the Board of Supervisors voting on a policy that would block the county from cooperating with federal immigration enforcement. CBS 8's Richard Allen has more on what this policy entails.
Well, that's right. While supporters of this proposed policy say it's about keeping residents here in the county safer, critics say it could have the opposite effect.
In the weeks following Donald Trump's election, cities and counties throughout California have been preparing for the incoming president to carry out this promise repeated on the campaign trail.
I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
Everything that he said he's going to do, Trump, he's going to do it.
Immigrant rights activist Enrique Morones of Gente Unida is a strong supporter of this proposed countywide policy to block San Diego's cooperation with immigration and customs enforcement and also ban ICE from using county facilities and resources, including jails, staff, and funds.
San Diego County
Board of Supervisors Chair Nora Vargas, who's proposing this, has said, quote, by passing this policy, San Diego County will send a clear message. We won't cooperate with practices practices that put immigrant families at risk, and we won't stand back and watch as federal policies harm the people we serve. But critics are raising concerns about the impact this policy would have on law enforcement's ability to deport immigrants who have committed serious crimes, including assault, battery, burglary, and sexual abuse.
If you're going to come here illegally and commit crimes, you should be gone.
County Supervisor Jim Desmond says that under this proposal, if an immigrant commits one of these crimes, unless a state or federal judge issues a warrant, the county would be barred from informing ICE.
So right now we have the capability to let ICE know not only that we have this criminal in jail, but also if that person is going to be released. But we won't have that capability if this passes tomorrow.
Chairwoman Vargas's office counters that this proposed policy does not change any standing current policies regarding local law enforcement's interactions with federal authorities regarding criminal matters. Supporters of this proposal say it will prevent families from being separated through deportations.
Well, it may keep families together, but it's also going to keep criminals in our neighborhood.
And Tuesday's Board of Supervisors meeting gets underway here at the County Administration Building at 9 a.m. Keep in mind the public is able to provide its input either in person or over the phone.
Also today, Board of Supervisors voting on whether to immediately implement new requirements for better battery energy storage. This comes after that lithium battery fire happened at an SDG&E storage facility, the one in Escondido. That was back in September. Among the new requirements, that would include preventative and active ventilation systems to reduce the risk of an explosion, a system that's actively monitoring battery management, emergency planning and training procedures to support first responders, and a 100-foot setback similar to a defensible space around a home, but a lot larger.
Today, the San Diego Unified School District Board of Education will meet to discuss the 2025-2026 budget year. During the summer, the district had projected it would have a $176 million deficit. Now, for the budget year, it's projected that the district will need to implement budget solutions of $112 million. The school district's interim superintendent will be explaining the steps that they are taking to reach that number. Well, the Fairmont Grand Del Mar lighting up the holiday season here, from beautiful decorations to the Santa suite and to even afternoon tea. There's a little something for everyone out there for the whole family to enjoy.
It is a beautiful spot here in San Diego. CBS 8's Chris Groh live in Carmel Valley to check out the Holiday Haven. Open to all, Chris?
Ooh.
I've got one word for you guys right now that might describe everything that we've got going on here inside of this Santa suite and at the Fairmont Grand Del Mar. Staycation. Because when you come here for your Christmas vacation, you have the opportunity to stay where we are right now, which is the Santa suite. And it has everything that you could possibly imagine for you, your loved one, the kiddos, to enjoy and feel like you're at home. Look at the fireplace roaring. We've got Linda here right next to the tree. And Linda, I have to say, again, this is so well designed. And at the same time, you guys have added so many little features here to really make the holiday experience come to life. What do we have here right now?
Well, this is the Santa Suite. We're all about creating magical moments. The Santa Suite is really unique because we're having amenities, a chocolate bar, a cookie decorating kit, and a letter for Santa.
Ooh, okay.
We'll make the magic happen here.
So this is his suite that he stays at for all the children at home. This is the suite he stays at when he's not working at the North Pole and working for Christmas. So those letters will get to him. But there's so much more to do at the Grand Del Mar. This is a real staycation paradise.
Absolutely. It's an immersive experience. It's very soulful. We're surrounded by 400 acres of canyon preserve. So you can come have a hike. You can have feed the horses, have a horseback riding, have a hike, have breakfast with Santa, and go on a glide skating, rent a chalet, and enjoy some s'mores. So many different programs that we offer here during this very special period of time for our community, really.
And you mentioned community, local. This is all sort of curated by a local interior designer, right?
Absolutely. Fairmont Grand Del Mar is really, really passionate about enhancing our local experts. And Laura Brahms came to us, and I was asking her, hey, what would be your preferred way of celebrating Christmas, and how would it be your home away from home. And she came up with this wonderful decoration, you know, for family to connect, having people around playing games, eat some nice cookies, open gifts, read books, and, you know, enjoy the amazing dining experience here, really.
Home away for home for the holidays. Well, Linda, thank you so much. Eric, Netta, we will send things back to you. The Santa Suite, I don't know, it might be checked out for a couple days here in December here under somebody else's name.
Yeah, they're going to have a tough time getting you out of there.
Kringle. Chris Kringle.
I think so, yeah. Thank you, Chris, for that. Appreciate it. It looks very festive.
Yeah, it sure does. The whole dining table,
Fireplace is roaring.
dining with your friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Santa likes taking a break from, you know, the North
busy
Pole
work, yeah.
and
Right
enjoying Del Mar.
Yeah.
I know he might have to wait till after the 25th to take his next break. This is probably crunch time right now.
Busy time.
Yeah, exactly. It is dry out there. It doesn't feel like Christmas weather when we look outside. We have temperatures in the 70s out there for the afternoon hours. We have strong wind gusts coming from the east, spiking our fire danger. So we're talking about those Santa Anas, of course. And let's take a look at how those winds are going to progress over the next several hours, because already from our inland valleys to the mountains, you see those wind gusts upwards of 40, 50 miles per hour at times, barely dying down past about 1 p.m. Wind direction is still from the east. I'm going to push this all the way through late tonight into early tomorrow, and that's finally when we start to see a substantial change. So this is going to help to, number one, bring some clouds back onshore, but just losing those wind gusts and wind speeds, we'll start to notice a drop in temperatures. So temperatures drop a bit, moisture returns to the atmosphere as that cool sea breeze comes back onshore, and that'll promote some changes in the forecast for sure as we get into tomorrow afternoon and beyond. Today's forecast, though, shows the warmest of temperatures along the coast and inland, low to mid 70s, and then you have the cooler temperatures for the mountains in the 50s and the deserts at 67, right? We always talk about how the clear Santa Ana wind event is when our coastline is warmer than the local deserts that we have, and that's the case here for today. Looking at the next 5 days, that's only going to be the case for today and tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe, and then we'll see those winds die down, and we'll head back to about a standard 60s out there for your inland valleys. Coastline will be back in the 60s as well, partly cloudy skies too. In the meantime, though, it is at least a beautiful live look outside. This is from Mount Soledad as that sun starts to come up 6:40, so just under 30 minutes from now is when we'll actually be able to see that sun. Watch out for fine particulate matter. That means that you might notice allergies, you might notice dry skin. There's plenty of dust out there in the air thanks to these Santa Anas as well. Let's look at traffic and your drive times outside right now. It is a smooth commute on the 805 northbound, 94 westbound, and the 5 southbound. You got green across the screen, mid 60 mile per hour speeds. Let's take a look at your border wait times right now as well, where the San Ysidro port of entry is unsurprisingly going to take you a bit longer than the Otay Mesa port of entry, but it'll take you about 45 minutes longer. It'll be over an hour, closer to about an hour 45 or so. Otay Mesa port of entry, you should be able to get across in just about 1 hour.